But one of the things that came up and was, and I knew this already, sort of on the ball of light, I don't have really very many positive associations with food. My family was a bit of a nightmare, and meal times were particularly horrific. And so I knew that. So I was trying to do it anyways, and just sort of seeing where it took me. And I ended up sort of doing an echo tapping, and it took me back to being very young. And this weird sort of mix of things, like I was sitting at the table and, frustrated that my parents weren't paying attention to me. There was sort of all this negative energy around, and I was trying to get attention. They weren't. And I started sort of speaking for my younger self and being like ripping them up. You need to pay attention and all this. And my younger self was like, no. That's not what I want. Stop that. And what she really, really wanted was just like to create this very positive connection and positive energy around the table. And we tried that. And yet at the same time, she didn't want to like touch my father because there's some really, bad shit. And so it was sort of like this weird conflict between wanting this positive energy and her wanting to create this family and circle connection, but also being really scared to have that connection and rejecting some of it at the exact same time. Yeah. And so we didn't quite get resolved. Like it lowered, it got better, and I did angels and the light, all of that, but I could tell it wasn't settled at the end of it.
Yeah. So I see kind of a combination of ball of light and echo tapping. And I think what needs to happen first is you imagine having that connection with everybody in your family at the dinner table. And maybe it's passing the ball of light. You'll want to do something that'll make you feel uncomfortable, because when those uncomfortable feelings come up, then you do echo tapping, go back in time, clear whatever's there, whatever the yucky stuff is. And then I think you clear it with angels and stuff, but then you do maybe ball of light and do the positive connection. Maybe you leave your dad out of it until you've done more work around him. But you use the ball of light to create good positive feelings between you and whoever you want to create those positive feelings with. But first, notice where you're triggered there and do some healing work on that. And it might not be you might not be able to do the ball of light and get anything out of it for the first couple times.
Okay, thank you.
Does that make sense?
I think so.
It's kind of complicated, but basically just when you feel that desire, so when you go back in time and you're at the table and you feel the desire for connection, but you feel that it's gross and that it's yucky, just start there and tap there. And just, maybe you don't even have to do any echo tapping, just say out loud what you're feeling and what you're seeing or what you're experiencing, and see if you can kind of clear that. Maybe bring some angels in at the end of that, and then see where you're at if you want to do some ball of light once you do that.
Okay. I'll try it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, you're welcome.